afraid not. Today I'm a trusted member of the old school Yakuza, a nasty little gangster girl, one who's out for blood.
Rock!
Hello there, I am Zero, and this is part 2 of making a Himiko Toga cosplay from My Hero Academia. The first part focused on fabric, and this part will focus on the overly complicated but functional accessories. The first thing I did was model all of these, although I only ended up printing 2 of them, these 2 items being the syringes and knives, which I needed 6 of each. After an entire eternity of printing, about 90 overall hours if the printing goes right, I can use these as measurements for the other accessories. I start with the knife boxes. I literally used a box that once contained frozen pizza for this. However, thicker material might be more ideal as long as it doesn't make the boxes too heavy. After I made the box accessories, I covered them in green fabric. Next was to make the tanks on her back, which I used 2 large soda bottles for. They aren't quite the right shape, so I needed to adjust it a bit using cardboard. I added a circle to the bottom to make it flat, and I added a layer of cardboard around the top to widen it a bit. I also added a strip of cardboard around the dents of the bottle and the bottom part so that it is flush with the circle I added earlier. Once I was pleased with the shape, I added fabric. Next was to make the fun stuff around her neck, and I apparently forgot to film me making the base of it, but this piece is just cardboard and foam with fabric on it. The mask was made from an interesting material. I used the interior of a leather boot that I sacrificed to my scissors. After shaping the material into the mask, I added ear holes, only to realize it goes all the way around her head. I covered it in dark blue fabric that was once a sports tank top. To make the tubes of the mask, I cut 6 strips of foam and rounded all the edges. To make them look segmented, I used a strip of metal off a soda can. I bent all these around the foam and glued all 6 to the mask. Now I needed to make the things on the side that hold the syringes. I decided to use paper towel rolls for this because I needed a round surface. I had to extend them a bit and cut them down to the right length, but they were perfect for this, nice and light and not too bulky. Once I shaped them and made sure the syringes would fit, I covered the inside with dark blue fabric and the outside with green. Two of the 6 of these that I made, I added an extra piece at the end to create this shape. I also made sure that the seam of the fabric was on the bottom or top depending on the piece, so that it would be hidden when I glue them together. After they were glued together, I attached them to the giant foam neck piece. Now for the neglected 3D prints, I am finally painting them. Fun fact, these knives were apparently sharp enough that I couldn't bring them into Comic-Con. Oops. The silver paint I was using looked really dirty on the syringes when I finished, so I added a layer of gray first and then painted it silver. Final stretch now, I just need to assemble everything. What did I use for the clear tubes, you ask? I used leftover oxygen tubes. Don't worry, these have been unusable for a while now, and the person who was using them recovered, so they don't need them anymore. Anyway, I cut these in half because they were too long, but I did keep the extra piece at the end. This will come into use later. But now I needed to attach these tubes to the syringes, and I didn't have an idea in mind yet on how I would do that. That's when I came up with an idea that would kill two birds with one stone. First, I needed a stiff circle piece with the same diameter as the syringes. I made this out of cardstock. I poked a hole in the center and inserted the tube. Then I attached a long wooden skewer inside of the tube. The skewer is just long enough so it's not poking out of the syringe top, but it's really close to doing so. This way, when I push the tube in, the needle will protrude, and when I pull it back, the needle will too. Honestly, I was really happy with this. I had always wanted to make these functional since the beginning of the project, but I did not know how to do it. As for the rest of the assembly, I actually needed 3 more items to do this, the straps that hold all of this on. And big thanks to my mom, who found these at the Goodwill. Pretty sure these are dog collars, but they were perfect for what I needed them for. I combine the length of these two and it becomes a belt. Then I attach everything else to these straps, the knife boxes to the smaller ones, and the tanks and whatever these things are to the larger one. Last step is to fit the 3 tubes into the top of each tank, and after that, along with ordering a wig because I was too lazy to make one, it is finally complete. Thank you guys so much for watching. This project was a lot of fun to do, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm not sure entirely who I will do next. I will take some recommendations though. Please and thank you. With that being said, I'll see you in the next, what is probably going to be a drawing video. Goodbye!